Oneil Cruz, the boy who hit the sky, a story of power, pain, and purpose. In a world where dreams are crushed under the weight of poverty, where doubt becomes your closest companion, one boy refused to surrender. His name? Oneil Cruz. And on a summer night in Atlanta, he didn't just hit a baseball. He shattered history. Born in the dirt, dreaming of the sky. Narration. Long before the world knew his name. Long before the lights, the cameras, the 513-foot roar of the crowd, there was silence. Oneil Cruz was born on October 4th, 1998, in Nizao, a small town tucked inside the Dominican Republic, a place where the streets smell of dust, sweat, and survival. His parents named him after a Yankees legend, Paul O'Neill, as if they already believed the boy would one day wear greatness. But greatness doesn't come easy. Oneil didn't grow up with private training, sports agents, or sponsorship deals. No, his childhood wasn't paved with comfort. It was patched together with plastic balls, sticks for bats, and a heart too stubborn to quit. We didn't have much, Oneil would later say, but we had baseball. That was our dream, our escape, our everything. He was tall, too tall, some coaches whispered. 6'7", a skyscraper in a land of middle infielders. Scouts raised eyebrows, coaches doubted. He's too big to play shortstop. He'll never make it, not at that position. Put him in the outfield or let him go. But Oneil heard those voices differently. To him, every no was fuel. Every doubt, motivation. Every rejection, a promise to prove them wrong. Soft strings building slowly. He didn't just want to play. He wanted to become a storm, the kind you can't ignore. The journey begins and breaks. At 16, he signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers as an international free agent. For $950,000, they bought into a dream taller than most and twice as hungry. But the road to the major leagues is long and cruel. Minor league life isn't the glamour you see on TV. It's bus rides, empty stadiums, low pay, and nights where the only thing keeping you going is belief. In 2017, he was traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates. A new city, a new beginning, but still the same shadow of doubt. And then, in 2020, tragedy. A car accident in the Dominican Republic involving Oneil Cruz claimed the lives of 3 people. The headlines were brutal. The world judged. But Cruz, quiet and broken, never stopped showing up. He took responsibility. He kept training. And he kept believing. Because life doesn't wait for perfect. It only asks, are you willing to keep going? Rising through the fire, 2022. He finally got his shot. His MLB debut with the Pirates. All eyes were on him. And what did he do? He threw the fastest recorded infield throw, 97.8 miles per hour. Hit a 118.2 miles per hour rocket. Ran to first base in just 3.5 seconds. He wasn't just playing, he was rewriting the rules. But even then, critics lingered. Too inconsistent. Too raw. Too many strikeouts. And every time they said too, they didn't realize they were feeding a monster. Oneil Cruz trained like a man possessed. He studied. He listened. He improved. He waited. The shot heard around the stadium, July 2025. T-Mobile Home Run Derby. It's a night built for legends, a stage made for spectacle. When Cruz stepped into the batter's box, people expected power. But what they witnessed was history. Crack. A 513-foot moonshot. Gone. Obliterated. Landing just under the racetrack sign in Truist Park. It tied the longest non-Coors Field home run derby shot in StatCast history. The stadium didn't just cheer, it erupted. Commentators froze. Fans screamed. Players laughed in disbelief. "That boy can mash a baseball, man," Brewers pitcher Trevor McGill said. "He's one of the most impressive people I've ever seen hit." But that swing was more than a stat. It was a statement. A message to every kid who's ever been told they're too tall, too raw, too slow, or simply not enough. Oneil Cruz wasn't built to fit in. He was built to stand out. The why behind the power. Cruz doesn't just play for fame. He plays for legacy. He plays for his family, many of whom were in the crowd that night. For his friends from Nizao. For players like Kettle Marte, Tatis Jr., and Eli de la Cruz, who understand the weight of expectations. And most of all, he plays for every kid in a forgotten town, holding a broken bat, looking up at the sky, and dreaming. "You don't have to come for money to make it," he says. "You just have to come with heart." The message to the world. Let this be a message. Let this be a warning to doubt. You can't measure heart. You can't box destiny. And you sure as hell can't limit someone who refuses to quit. Oneil Cruz is more than a baseball player. He's a symbol, a fire, a force. He's a reminder that no matter where you come from or how many people say you can't, you can fly. They told me I was too tall to be a shortstop. Now I'm too far gone for them to reach.